Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Rob Caples, and I'm a visiting assistant professor in the Educational Technology and Literacy Department here at Towson University. I'm here to talk a little bit about a new initiative going on entitled the Digital Literacy Integration Project, which is being conducted in collaboration with two colleagues of mine, Dr. Pamela Segal and Mr. Stephen Edgar, both from the Department of Secondary and Middle School Education. This is an exciting project, and I'm happy to take a few minutes to give you the background information about it. Please note that this is part one of a two-part video series. Also, this presentation is being submitted as a part of the University Technology Challenge for 2017. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Before we started the project, we discussed and asked ourselves some very basic research questions. The research question is not very new, nor is it unique, but it's very timely, and as technology changes in our lives, perhaps we need to remind ourselves more of it. The question simply is, how can we improve teaching and learning in our courses through the use of instructional technology? Teaching with and about technology is something that is very natural for me as a member of the Educational Technology and Literacy Department, and as a self-professed geek, it's very second nature to me. However, one of my realizations here is that not all instructors have the same affinity for technology that I have, or they simply don't have the time to keep up with it, or they haven't had the experiences to use it regularly. Some basic beliefs we had before we walked into the project were this, and simply our staff in the College of Education is an all-star list of outstanding educators who are masters of their content. That's what makes Towson special. We are a community of experts. One of my beliefs, and one that's shared by many others, is the one on the right, where instructional technology strategies and techniques should be infused into all methodology courses and not as a standalone single course. In other words, technology needs to be everywhere in our courses. The goal of this project, in a single word, is to collaborate. The goal of it is to successfully integrate technology into content methodology courses using a collaborative coaching model. We wanted to connect leaders in instructional technology and leaders in many other departments to make teaching with technology visible, vital, and meaningful. Stephen, Pamela, and I are virtually holding hands to get this accomplished together. We believe that the shared expertise will result in a more effective presentation of material throughout the various courses in our students' programs. So we came up for our game plan, and here it is. Pamela, Stephen, and I met a couple times to get things going, and we talked, and we talked. We talked about their needs, their goals, where their students were in terms of technology integration. They in turn shared with me their syllabi, and we identified areas where we can include the ISTE student standards and areas where they would like to use more technology. After that, we hit the road. We went to Middle River Middle School and saw where many of Pamela's and Stephen's students were teaching and looked over the existing technology that is there that's being used, from projectors to laptops to newly purchased Kindles. This was a real authentic visit for me because I had not been to this school, and it was a good situation for me to see our own Baltimore County Public School students using technology along with our Towson students using it as well. We also realized that many Towson emerging teachers who are in that building and others may find it difficult to integrate technology for a variety of reasons. One, schools may not have the level of technology that classrooms have. Two, students may have taken integration courses sometime in the past, so now there is no connection to the course they're taking now. There's a time lapse in between. And the last one is that students may not have had to demonstrate their technology proficiency in all of the classes, only in some classes. So there were some issues there. And then, gang, we figured it out. we had a moment. It was the sun shining on the desk in the library where the three of us sat there and we were looking at each other going, you know, we need an example. We need to find something that's going to connect the dots here. So I had stumbled upon a tool that I pulled out of my briefcase and I described it to him and then I showed it. It's called the pedagogy wheel. And it looks like this as you see it on the screen. It's a very busy looking document. There is a lot of information on there. There's a lot of detail throughout, and a lot of it is very, very good. And it's a visual planner that has a lot of stuff on it. And like every good teacher, I took what I wanted and I left the rest. Here's what I found out. The pedagogy wheel was created by a man named Alan Carrington from the University of Adelaide in Australia. And basically, it's a visual organizing tool that presents and connects the dots to many interrelated concepts that are used every day in lesson planning and lesson delivery. The pad wheel, as the nickname is, presents a number of concepts that we felt are important in the planning and teaching with technology. It presents the 6 domains of Bloom's taxonomy, each in a different color, and then neatly presents layers that relates to each domain: action verbs, activities, and tech tools. You can see up here on this slide, you see the relationship of what the pad wheel can contain. The idea of the domains from Bloom's taxonomy, the connection to the objective writing, the connection to classroom activities, and then the specific tech apps, and then the connection to a larger instructional framework called SAMR, which we won't get into today. The pad wheel connects, the pad wheel presents, the pad wheel connects. And you can see the check marks for each one of those categories that it does a terrific job in connecting. The pad wheel connects the dots to all these concepts in a way that students and instructors can easily see and reference. The Bloom's taxonomy domain in the very center sort of surrounds this, is the very core of the circle, and that contains, or that radiates outward to the objective verbs, which students can use to obviously write their objectives, which then radiates outward further to the classroom activities that support those objectives, and then finally to the actual technology. There's an app for that, to the technology that connects to the activity, which connects to the verb, which connects to the domain. So we believe that this planning tool is really important and should be shared. So we happily present the pad wheel as our submission to the Technology Challenge for 2017. Now, I know that you all want to know more information about the pad wheel. Well, in order to do that, gang, you're going to have to check out part 2 of our video series, because that is the video that you'll see Stephen and Pamela and myself talk in depth about what the pad wheel really looks like or feels like in a classroom setting, and what it feels like in terms of planning and preparing lessons. Also, as we wrap things up here, I want to give a shout out to our Digital Literacy Integration Project website, which is located at wp.towson.edu/digital literacy integration. We've just opened a brand new site and it is under construction. And this is where we're going to document all the pieces of the puzzle that we're working on in the project. We'll have this presentation there. We'll probably have student examples and other samples of activities as this project grows and evolves. And finally, this project would not be possible without the support and the leadership of a lot of people, and I just want to make sure that everyone is aware of how important these people are to these types of projects and how important it is to me and to Pamela and Stephen. First of all, to Dean Laurie Mullen and Assistant Dean Layla Richmond for their leadership, guidance, and support and encouragement. They both have provided such a warm, friendly environment that it's been a pleasure to work on these kind of projects and really thrive. So thank you guys. Also to Dr. Molly Mee, Dr. Gilda Martinez Alba, and Dr. David Weiser for their continued support and encouragement along the way at the levels that often are just a conversation in the hallway or a phone call. So thank you guys for that. And finally, to Pamela and to Stephen, thank you guys for making this easy. This has been, and I know we say this every time we get together, our relationship professionally gets better every single time we get together. You guys are certainly exemplary professionals, and I appreciate your willingness and your effort in everything you do to make this project a success. So thank you again, and on behalf of everyone involved in the project, thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.